Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Digital Examen podcast. I'm Jay, your host, and I'm so glad that you are joining us maybe for the first time or joining us again after our first season. We are hard at work on season 2 and working on some really wonderful conversations with leaders and authors and pastors who are going to, again, help us live life in the presence of God, deeply aware of his loving presence all around through the ordinary and mundane and majestic and magical moments of life and everything in between. I'm really excited to bring you season 2 shortly. But we thought until season 2 officially launches, we would offer a series of short podcast episodes that we are calling Meditations from the Digital Examen, where we will consider a thought that somebody shared in the previous season and offer you some space on this podcast to consider those thoughts anew and spend time examining your life in the presence of God, with God. And so this first episode of Meditations from the Digital Examen reflects back on a conversation I had in season 1 with my friend John Mark Comer. And we had so much to talk about in that episode, but one of the through lines of the conversation was a rule of life, the trellis, the apparatus around which we organize our lives. John Mark had this really insightful thought that every person on the planet already has a rule of life, our particular habits and rhythms, a budget, our priorities, our long list of tasks, the way we spend our days. And without intentionality, the world will create a rule of life for us. And most of the time, it will be a rule of life that doesn't orient us toward Jesus, but away from Jesus. And so take a few moments, take a few deep breaths, and consider, what is your rule of life? Take a minute to consider how you have ordered and organized your life and ask God by his Spirit to help you commit to whatever adjustments or changes might be necessary to reorder and reorient your life around the way of Jesus. So take a few moments, take a few deep breaths, and consider your rule of life and offer it to the Lord and ask him to reorient and reorder your life around a rule of life that points you and directs and guides you toward Jesus.